Hello children, in this lecture we will discuss molecular orbital theory, and the short form of this theory is MO theory. So this theory was put forward to explain the relative bond strength, bond length, magnetic properties, etc. of the molecules and ions. So molecular orbital theory is going to explain bond length, bond strength, magnetic properties, all these things for a related molecule or ion, which are made up of by more than one atom, at least with two atoms. Molecular orbital theory was developed by E. Hund and R. S. Mulliken in 1932. The silent features of this theory are: the first point is the electrons in a molecule are present in various molecular orbitals as the electron in atoms are present in various atomic orbitals. So this is the first point of this theory. So as we all know that atoms are having their electrons in the orbitals, and those orbitals are known as atomic orbitals. Okay, so just same way molecules are having their electrons in molecular orbitals. Okay, so as atoms are having their electron in atomic orbitals, molecules are having their electrons in molecular orbitals. But how these molecular orbitals are formed? So due to the fusion of atomic orbitals, molecular orbitals are formed. For example, if A is an atom with a particular orbital, this, and B is another atom with the orbital, then these two orbital, after mixing or overlapping, will give rise a resultant molecular orbital. Okay, students, resultant molecular orbitals. This is molecular orbital, and this orbital will contain the electrons of related atomic orbitals. So suppose atomic orbital of A with one electron and atomic orbital of B also with one electron. So these two electrons will be present in this molecular orbital. This is the electron of A and this is the electron of B. And due to the formation of this molecular orbitals, these atomic units now converted in the form of molecule AB. Okay, students. So due to the fusion of atomic orbitals, resultant molecular orbitals are formed. Okay, students. So as atoms are having their electrons in atomic orbitals, molecules are having their electrons in molecular orbitals. Okay, students. And one more point, which is the most important thing in molecular orbital theory, that at the time of bond formation or at the time of molecular orbital formation, all atomic orbitals fused with atomic orbitals of other atom of comparable energy. Okay, students. So orbitals of A which are having comparable energy with the orbital of B, these orbitals will fuse with each other and they will give rise to molecular orbitals. Okay, so all atomic orbitals of A can take part in bond formation. Okay, students, it might be of first shell or outermost shell or second shell or third shell. So all atomic orbitals which can be present in any of the shell will take part in the fusion with atomic orbitals of B, and they will form resultant molecular orbitals. Okay. Then second point, the atomic orbitals of comparable energies and proper symmetry combine to form molecular orbitals, as I explained here. Okay, so atomic orbital of A and B, which are having comparable energy or about similar energy, with the proper symmetry will combine with each other and form molecular orbital. Then while an atom in an atomic orbital is influenced by one molecule in a molecular orbital, it is influenced by two or more nuclei depending upon the number of atoms in the molecule. Okay, so atomic orbitals are always influenced by the nucleus of that particular atom to which these electrons belongs. For example, the electrons of A atom will be influenced by the nucleus of A atom only, but electrons which are present in molecular orbitals are influenced by more than one atom. So in the case of AB molecules, the electrons which are present in molecular orbitals of AB molecule will be influenced by the nucleus of both A and B atom. Okay, so the electrons will be influenced by one molecule, one atom, one nucleus of the particular atom in atomic orbitals, and in molecular orbitals electrons are influenced by more than one nucleus of the related atom. Okay, students, so we can say that in atomic orbitals are monocentric while molecular orbitals are polycentric. Atomic orbitals are monocentric while molecular orbitals are polycentric, because molecular orbitals are influenced by nucleus of more than one atom. The next point, the number of molecular orbitals formed is equal to the number of combining atomic orbitals. Okay, so number of atomic orbitals which are going to take part in the formation of molecular orbitals. So the number in which atomic orbitals will take part, the same number resultant molecular orbitals will be formed. Okay, students, so when two atomic orbitals combine, two molecular orbitals are formed. Okay, so if two atomic orbitals are combining, then in result two new molecular orbitals will form, and these two will be known as bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbital. Bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbital. Okay, students, so as you can see here, these two atoms A and B, and these are the orbitals which are going to overlap or combine with each other. So due to the combination of these two atomic orbitals, two new resultant molecular orbitals will form. Okay, so two molecular orbitals will form. So out of these two molecular orbitals, one will be known as bonding molecular orbital. Bonding molecular orbital, in short it is written as BMO, bonding molecular orbital, and the second molecular orbital will be known as anti-bonding molecular orbital, ABMO, anti-bonding molecular orbital. Okay, students, the next point, the bonding molecular orbitals are represented as sigma pi or delta sign, whereas the corresponding anti-bonding molecular orbitals are represented by sigma star, pi star or delta star. So as you can see, for the representation of the bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbitals, the sign are same, only the difference of the star is there. Anti-bonding molecular orbitals are shown with the star sign. Okay, so the next point, sixth point, the bonding molecular orbitals has lower energy and hence greater stability than the corresponding anti-bonding molecular orbital. Okay, so as this point indicating bonding molecular orbitals with lower energy and anti-bonding with higher energy. So the lower energy orbital will be more stable, means bonding molecular orbital will be more stable than the anti-bonding molecular orbital. So the stability of the molecule will depend upon the stability of the molecular orbitals, bonding molecular orbitals. Then 7th point, the electron probability distribution around a nucleus in an atom is given by an atomic orbital. The electron probability distribution around a group of nuclei in a molecule is given by a molecular orbital. Okay, students. So as electrons in atoms are present in atomic orbital, same way electrons in molecules are present in molecular orbital. So the most probable place for a particular electron in a molecule will be its molecular orbital, as in the case of atomic orbital. For a particular electron, the most probable place for that electron will be atomic orbital. The next point, the molecular orbitals like atomic orbitals are filled in accordance with the above principle. They obey the Pauli's exclusion principle and the Hund's rule. Okay, students. So electronic configuration of the molecular units are also written on the basis of these three rules, as we write for the configuration of atoms. Okay, students. The next is 9th point. Orbital of an electron in a molecule is called molecular orbital. In a molecule, an electron spends most of the time in its molecular orbital. So the probability of finding the electron is highest in the molecular orbital. As in the case of atom, the maximum probability for electron is its atomic orbital. Same way in molecule, the maximum probability for electron is its molecular orbital. A molecular orbital can accommodate at the maximum 2 electrons of opposite spin. So atomic orbitals also can accommodate 2 electrons of opposite spin. Same way molecular orbital are also having 2 electrons with opposite spin. Then 10th point, last point, a molecular orbital may remain vacant. It can have 1 electron or at the maximum 2 electrons of opposite spin. So as in the case of atomic orbital also can remain vacant or half filled or full filled. Same way molecular orbitals are also remain vacant, half filled or full filled, depending upon the availability of electrons. Okay, students. So students, in according to molecular orbital theory, at the time of molecular orbital formation, and when these molecular orbitals are formed, when atoms are going to combine to form a molecule. So atoms of related elements come closer and their atomic orbitals of comparable energies are combining with each other. So due to the overlapping or mixing of atomic orbitals, resultant new orbital is formed, and this resultant new orbital is known as molecular orbital. Okay, students. So according to molecular orbital theory, if these two A and B are two different atoms and their orbitals are going to fuse to form molecular orbital, so due to the fusion of two atomic orbitals, two resultant new molecular orbitals will form. Okay, students. And out of these two resultant molecular orbitals, one will be known as bonding molecular orbital and second will be known as anti-bonding molecular orbital. Okay, students. So as how much number of atomic orbitals are going to take part in the molecular orbital formation? So similar number of molecular orbital will form. Okay, students. Now out of these two molecular orbital, this anti-bonding molecular orbital is with higher energy. So it is with higher energy and this is with lower energy. Okay students, so this BMO is having energy less than a related atomic orbital and also with anti-bonding molecular orbital. So BMO are more stable than the atomic orbital and also from anti-bonding molecular orbital. Okay, so formation of BMO is support the stability or the formation of molecule, whereas anti-bonding molecular orbital formation oppose the formation of molecule or the stability of the molecule. Okay students, the next point of this theory which is the most important, that all atomic orbital of an atom can be overlapped with atomic orbital of comparable energy of other atom and form molecular orbital. Okay students, so this is the most important thing, that all atomic orbitals of the atom are going to take part in molecular orbital formation. Okay students, then next thing is that molecular orbital are represented with the sign like sigma, pi or delta. So these sign are for a bonding molecular orbital, and when we use a star sign with these symbols, then these are the symbols for anti-bonding molecular orbital. Okay students, so this main point I repeated for you again. Now next we are moving towards the next heading, and which is the difference between atomic and molecular orbital. Difference between atomic and molecular orbital. So as you can see from here, that in an atomic orbital, the electron cloud is associated to the nucleus of a single atom. So an atomic orbital is monocentric, whereas in molecular orbital, the electron cloud is associated with more than one atom, and that is why molecular orbital are polycentric. Then second point, they are pure orbitals and obtained by solving Schrodinger wave equation for the given atomic system. But the molecular orbitals are the combination of atomic orbitals. Okay students, then third point, atomic orbitals possess higher energy and are less stable, whereas bonding molecular orbitals possess lesser energy and that is why more stable. The next we will discuss formation of molecular orbitals. Okay students, formation of molecular orbitals. So as you can see from here, there are various methods of approximating the correct molecular orbitals. Okay, a number of methods are there that which told us that which type of molecular orbitals will form and when a molecular orbital can form. Among these, the following two methods are important. So these are two methods. First is linear combination of atomic orbitals method, and second is united atom method. So the first one is most important and most widely accepted also. So we will discuss this first method only. Okay students, so according to this first method, linear combination of atomic orbitals. In linear combination of atomic orbitals method, the correct molecular orbitals are approximated by combining linearly the atomic orbitals of the atoms that form the molecule. Okay students, so we can approximate it. We can approximate it. We can think about the formation of molecular orbital when we are considering the linear combining of related atomic orbitals. Okay, so if related atomic orbitals are combining linearly, then approximated molecular orbitals can be formed. Okay students, so that is why we discuss this linear combination of atomic orbitals method for the formation of molecular orbitals. Now this method is logical also. Why this is logical? And the logic for doing so is that an electron in a molecule is always nearer and is controlled by one or the other of the two nuclei of the combining atoms. So the molecular orbitals should almost be same as the atomic orbitals of the combining atoms, and it is quite logical to approximate a molecular orbital by the linear combination of atomic orbitals. Okay, so if we considering the linear combination of atomic orbital for the formation of molecular orbital, then the molecular orbital can be comparable with related atomic orbitals, and that is why this consideration is logical also. Now if an atomic orbital can be shown in the form of wave having a crest and trough in this way, crest and trough. So a crest is represented with plus sign and trough is represented with minus sign. Now when two combining atoms approach each other, their atomic orbitals of comparable energies combine to form molecular orbitals. During the process of this formation, there could be two possibilities. If the electron waves of the combining orbitals match to each other, that is, the crest of one wave overlaps the crest of the other wave. Okay, so if such type of combination is taking place of the atomic waves where the crest of one electron wave is overlapping with the crest of other electron wave of some different atom, then only bonding molecular orbital will form. Bonding molecular orbital will form. But if the condition is opposite, means plus part of the electron wave is combining with minus part of the electron wave of other atom, then anti-bonding, in that condition anti-bonding molecular orbital will form. Okay students, so this is the formation of anti-bonding and bonding molecular orbital. Now these anti-bonding and bonding molecular orbitals are having different energies, and this can be shown with the help of energy diagram. Okay, so here this energy diagram is energy diagram. So as you can see in this energy diagram, that these are the places where we show atomic orbitals with their electron. Let one atom is A and the other atom is B. So the orbitals, all orbitals we will draw to this side. Okay students, so let we are having A atom with one s orbital only with one electron. Okay, and B atom with one s orbital with one electron. So if B is having one electron, then you know that automatically that its configuration, atomic configuration will be 1s1. So that is why here B in its 1s orbital having just one electron, and same way A in its 1s orbital is having just one electron. Okay students, and this mid portion, this mid part of the energy diagram is for to show molecular orbitals. So bonding molecular orbitals are shown towards the lower side and anti-bonding molecular orbitals are shown towards the higher side, upper side. Why? Because bonding molecular orbitals are of lower energy orbitals than the related atomic orbitals and also from anti-bonding molecular orbitals. So both these atomic electrons, after the overlap of these two orbitals will enter. So these two atomic orbitals will form two resultant molecular orbitals. Okay, so one bonding molecular orbital and the second anti-bonding molecular orbital. But both the electrons which are coming from two different atomic orbitals will be present in bonding molecular orbital only. Okay, so because one molecular orbital can accommodate maximum 2 electrons, so it will hold these 2 electrons here only. So anti-bonding molecular orbital will remain vacant without electron. Okay students, and as you can see that the configuration of molecular orbitals or molecule, electronic configuration of molecule is 1s, and to differentiate this configuration with the configuration of atomic units, we are using here the sign sigma 1s. So sigma 1s molecular orbital here is having 2 electrons, and the anti-bonding with star sign. Rest symbol is same, but the difference of star only. So anti-bonding molecular orbital is vacant without electron with star sign. Okay, so this is the energy level diagram, and the energy is increasing from this side to this side. Okay, so in this way we can represent bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbitals with the help of energy level diagrams of the orbitals. Okay students, now we are going to discuss in detail this overlapping of atomic orbital. Okay students, so we will discuss the linear combination of atomic orbitals. Now, what are the important features of this combination? The first is 2 atomic orbitals overlap to give 2 molecular orbitals, one bonding and one is anti-bonding. So the number of molecular orbitals formed is equal to the total number of atomic orbitals taking part in overlapping. Okay students, the atomic orbitals lose their identity. So after the formation of molecular orbital, the atomic orbital will lose their identity. Then second point, a bonding molecular orbital which is represented as psi b. This sign is known as psi. Psi represents electron wave or a wave function for an electron. Okay, so psi spelling is psi. Psi b, it is the wave function of bonding molecular orbital. B for bonding molecular orbital. Psi b is formed when 2 atomic orbitals are represented as psi a. So a wave function of orbital A and wave function of orbital B. So these orbitals are added. That is, the 2 atomic orbitals are in one phase and overlap. Okay students, so when related atomic orbitals or their wave function will be in same phase and they will overlap added with each other, then bonding molecular orbital will form. Okay, then third point, the energy of the bonding molecular orbital is lower than the energy of combining atomic orbitals. This point I have told you already. The probability of finding the electron in bonding molecular orbitals is high. Therefore, it helps in bonding the atoms together. Bonding molecular orbital are represented by Greek word the sigma, pi and delta. An anti-bonding molecular orbital, that is psi A, is formed by subtracting the two atomic orbitals. So wave function of A minus wave function of B. So this is anti-bonding molecular orbital. The energy of anti-bonding molecular orbital is higher than the energy of combining atomic orbitals. Okay, students. So this situation does not favor bond formation. So anti-bonding molecular orbital are not going to support the formation of bond or the formation of molecule. The anti-bonding orbitals are represented as pi star, sigma star and delta star, etc. Okay, students. Now, when two atomic orbitals can be combined with each other, this thing we will discuss under heading conditions for the combination of atomic orbitals. And the few most important conditions are: the first one, the combining orbitals must have same or nearly equal energy. Okay. Then the second point, the combining orbitals must have the same symmetry. So this is also very important point, same symmetry about the molecular axis. So overlapping, before the overlapping, the related atoms combining orbitals should have same symmetry. Then third point, the combining atomic orbitals must overlap to the maximum extent. So as you know that that extent of overlapping is directly proportional to the stability of the bond. Okay, so if the overlapping will be maximum, the stability of the related bond will also higher. Then next we will discuss what are the difference between bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbital. Okay, students. So difference between bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbitals. According to the first point, bonding molecular orbitals are formed by the constructive interference of the electron waves. Okay, so when electron waves are added of the related atoms, then bonding molecular orbitals are formed, whereas in the formation of anti-bonding molecular orbitals, the destructive interference of the electron waves is taking place. Okay, so this destructive interference is shown with the help of minus sign. Okay, students. The second point, bonding molecular orbitals are represented as sigma and pi or delta without any star sign, whereas anti-bonding are represented with a star sign. Then they always possess lower energy, and that is why more stable than the atomic orbitals, and also from the anti-bonding molecular orbitals. Okay, but these anti-bonding molecular orbitals are having higher energy than the related atomic orbitals, and also from the bonding molecular orbitals. Then fourth point, the electrons in bonding molecular orbitals tend to hold the atom together. So this bonding molecular orbital overlap, bonding molecular orbitals favor the bond formation or molecule formation, whereas anti-bonding molecular orbitals tend to mutual repulsion between the two atoms. Okay, students. The last point, the electrons in bonding molecular orbital stabilize the molecule. So the bonding molecular orbitals are the responsible for the molecule formation or for the stability of the molecule, whereas the electrons in anti-bonding molecular orbitals destabilize the molecule. Okay, students. Then after this, difference between sigma and pi molecular orbitals. Sigma and pi molecular orbitals. So sigma molecular orbitals formed by the head-to-head overlap of atomic orbitals. So what is the meaning of head-to-head overlap? So if two atomic orbitals are overlapping head-to-head, suppose this is one p orbital and this is the next other p orbital, and these are overlapping with each other head-to-head manner, okay, or head-to-head manner, or you can say on the same axis. So when overlapping is taking place at a particular axis, on the same axis, then sigma bond will form. And if overlapping is sideways overlapping means in this way. So overlapping is taking place here and here, okay students, up and below to the axis. So due to such type of overlapping or mixing, pi bonds are formed. So overlapping of atomic orbitals is maximum in the sigma molecular orbitals because head-to-head overlapping. So this overlapping is going to favor the maximum extent of overlapping. But here in this case, overlapping of atomic orbital is less. Then its electron cloud is symmetrical about the internuclear axis. So density of the electron will be here at the internuclear axis, whereas in the pi molecular orbitals, the density of the electron is up and below of the axis, here and here. Then it has only one electron cloud in sigma bond, but in pi orbitals, two electron clouds are found. One is up above to the axis and one is below to the axis, whereas in sigma bond only one electron cloud is present there. Okay, so just